My brother, 3, 4. What is up, man?
Rashad Hassan. That's good, bro.
Now you got to call me by my government name. My government name, Deuce. What you talking about? I don't know Rashad Hassan, bro.
Rashad, okay.
Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing
Hey,
with you.
I still, when you say Deuce, bro, it just brings back the day Deuce was created. I still remember the
We're gonna say
day.
that for another time. We're gonna say that. But you feel me? We in the building. For everybody tuning in, this is the Tab Show Live podcast. Also the Autumn Thoughts podcast. You know what I mean? It's my brother from Savannah State. We've been knowing each other what? It's
13,
going on 13 strong years, bro. Yeah,
2008.
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Hey,
13, 14 strong years, bro. That's that long time.
a
Time
lot of
go by
relationships,
fast,
a
bro.
lot of relationships don't last that long, bro. Even as friends,
For real.
they don't last that long, bro.
I was about to say, yeah, bro. We've been solid since day one, man. Yeah. And I'm just glad we, still growing up in this whole life process, still, learning, getting better at, being basketball players, fathers,
Yeah, man.
and, social media content creators. So it's dope.
Yeah, it is. It's always good to see. You know how they be like, it's good to see like the person you started with when y'all was just kids, pretty much, and y'all kind of grow up like, yeah, he been my friend for 20 something years, this, that, and the third, and then most of the time it don't never really work out like that. Something always happen. You gotta even think about it. Like my personal situation with some of my family members that you would never think y'all would have a falling out, and it'd be when you have somebody that you rock with and they really rock with you and you can watch their growth and y'all grow together, bro, that's just a blessing. You know what I'm saying? The older you get, the more
Yeah.
you appreciate it. And we just getting started, like you say, bro. We just getting started. For real, for real.
Just getting started. 2022 year. I can't talk. Just getting started. 2022 been a great year. You know what I mean? 2023 right around the corner. We gotta turn up even more. And like I said, man, shout out to Savannah State, the best HBCU
Shout
in
out to
the world.
HBU. Facts. I should have wore Savannah State shirt. You show them
I,
love.
like that. I still got a couple of mine hanging around the house. Got some classic throwbacks and stuff.
Facts, man. I gotta go back again. See
But
Broad
yeah,
next. He
man.
missing us.
Yeah, he definitely missing us. We missing him too, though, man. I love his wisdom, and overall, he's a funny ass dude, bro. He cracked me up.
We gonna get
He gave me
started. We gonna get
he
started
gave me some
about us
laughs I
today,
ain't never
man.
gonna forget about, bro. He gave me some laughs I ain't never gonna forget about. Boom, man, what up, my boy? Best
Alright.
point guard in the BBL. But yeah, bro, Broadneck was no joke. We already know.
Big facts, big
But
facts.
yeah, man. So you over in Argentina? For the people that don't know, my boy 3-4 is a professional basketball player as well. He's, he's slightly, behind me in skill, but
Ah.
he make up for it with all his energy and hustle plays, and he got a high IQ. So you know what I mean. It's like he make up for it in that way. But nah, he a dog. He definitely was born with that dog in him. And how the season going so far in Argentina, bro?
So far the season has been going pretty good since I arrived. I've been here for, let's see, I've been here for a little over a month. I came in like when the team was already going. We've won like I'm 5-2 since I've arrived. I'm 5-2 since I arrived. So I'm just trying to bring just winning mentality to everybody. Any team that I step on, it's got to be winning mentality. We got to be thinking about championship. Like when I got on the court first week, I established. I'm like, listen, we're not saying the team name, just a little breakdown. We saying championship right now. We got to get it. We got to change our mindset. We got to let y'all know, like, this is what we about. This is what, this is the standard. That's just my approach to everything that I acquire in the game, and up until this point in my career, I've only known high level. And we can go back to Broadness because he always wanted to push us to that high level. You got to push us to, you got to set the standard for yourself. What do you want,
Mhm.
and what do you bring to the table?
What's up, guys? I just dropped my new ebook, 6 must-have steps to be an overseas basketball player. You know, I've been playing for the last 9 years. I got all the steps and the traits that you need to start your journey with networking, with getting a mentor, all the things that you need to start your journey to be a protege. So go get that ebook, click the link in the bio, and make sure you get your steps to being that overseas pro one day. Let's go.
You know, and so we are in Rio Gachel. My team name is Hispania Americano, and it's in Rio Gachel, and it's like at literally the bottom of the earth. You hear me? Like we right by in Antarctica, like we down here.
Yeah, I about to say I didn't realize how close I was to Antarctica till I played in Uruguay that one time, and I was like, hold up, let me see where I am on the map, because you know what I mean.
Hmm.
I never have flew to South America before I got a contract to go play out there, and I just remember I thought of that idea when I was watching the playoffs. It was like Miami Heat. It was Dwayne Wade's last season, and he was going against the Charlotte Hornets. He was going crazy that year. But yeah, I was like, it was I want to say it was wintertime when I was out there,
Hmm.
and it tripped me out. You know how like the weather, the climates, and the summer, the what's the word? The seasons change
Yeah.
when you change like hemispheres.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
when I was out there, I was like, bro, I didn't expect. I knew it was wintertime, but I didn't expect it to be freezing, because you think South America, you think about the rainforest in Brazil, and you just
Right.
think it's hot all the time out there, but it get cold as I don't know what,
Yeah. Right
and
now it's
I couldn't believe
summertime.
it.
Like for the rest of the world, it's Christmas and it's normally cold. Right now, it's actually the summertime. And you got to think
That's
about it,
lit.
like our summertime. It's crazy though, because 5 o'clock in the morning, the sun be like midday, like it's bright, and it don't get
Mm.
dark till like
Mm.
10:30. Yeah, and it's prime summer, but you waking up and it's 33 degrees outside. That's summertime, you know.
Yeah,
So
bro.
that's that's the adjustments you have to just make as far as being a pro, because a lot of athletes, they don't understand that aspect of the game, that what, I got to change my mentality to actually deal with the climate and the weather to adjust to play. I'm from Florida. It's
Mm.
summertime. It's 70. It don't get no lower than 75 degrees every day. And now I gotta play where it gets below zero. And you're at the, when I say the bottom of the earth, I really mean the bottom of the earth. Go look it up on the map. Like, we're really at the bottom of the earth. But
Mm.
no, I've been through this. And I'm to the point, I really feel like in my life that I've cultivated a mindset just to be able to adjust and adapt to anything. You have to. You have to
Right.
be able to adapt. If you say you want to play basketball overseas, you're overseas. You're,
Mm.
you're not at the crib. Like, you're going into, like you said, different hemispheres and stuff like that, and
Mm.
different environments. And being able to
Yeah.
adapt and adjust is one of the main aspects to being a pro. To being a pro, period. So yeah, like the team, we're
Yeah.
doing good. We're getting better. We're definitely getting better. We won our last game. We had a game yesterday. We won by a dub.
Mm.
So that was the last game of the year. That's always great to finish out this year with a dub. That's just going to lead into the next season, our next part of the season. And like I said, bro, I just wanted to bring a winning mindset. Like, it's championship. That's all it is. That's what it's always about. We got to get this dub.
Nah, I feel you, bro. Congrats on getting that last win of 2022. That's the year of Deuce Deuce.
Deuce,
You
deuce.
dig?
Yeah.
One of the greatest years of
Oh,
all
I want
time,
to say
especially
this.
when
I want to say this. I want to chime in on this. It's so crazy. The year of Deuce Deuce. Shout out to the year of Deuce Deuce. My very first episode ever video, ever podcast was a shout out to you. Year of Deuce Deuce
go.
2022. That
Let's
was
go.
crazy.
Let's
that,
go.
that was my
Let's
first
go,
ever
man.
video. It was paying homage to you, my boy. Straight up, paying homage
Appreciate
to
it.
you.
Likewise, that's why I'm on this podcast with you. I got the same mutual respect, man, admiration for you, my boy. we're gonna help each other get to the level where we want to be, bro. We've been doing that since the
Yeah.
beginning, and I ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean? So
Big facts, bro.
that's
Big
why you
facts.
on this podcast today, my boy, and I appreciate you, man. Real talk.
Real talk, bro.
So, you're off to a good start in Argentina. Glad to hear that. We definitely won our last game too, and I remember 2021. I won. It was a scrimmage game, and it was a crazy scrimmage game because I hit I don't want to say a buzzer beater, but like a go ahead bucket for us to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, that was like my first debut for this team I'm on now. Shout out to the Plymouth City Patriots. Shout out to all the Plymouth City Patriots fans, best fans in the whole British Basketball League. But yeah, and since then, it's been really just a fun process and a dream come true. Did you win your last game of last year? You remember?
My last game of last year, I don't believe I didn't start my season until the beginning of this year, like the
Okay.
third, when I was playing in Chile.
Yeah.
So I started off the year being able to start the season off. Literally, it was like January 3rd we started the season. So still remember. I remember we won our first game, and we did win the championship. That was my 7th championship that I won of my career. I'm highly grateful for that. And
How many championships you won? Just for the people in the back, they ain't quite hear that.
just so people know, you know what I'm saying, your boy is past Jordan status. I'm on number 7.
I don't know about all that one, but all right.
In my
I like the confidence.
in my own world, I am in my own status, but I am on number 7. I'm 7-0 in 8 years with 6 different teams. I'm just creating my own legacy, becoming a legend in my own world, and just
I'm
creating
just
the
trying to be
path.
like you when I grow up, bro. That's legendary. I'm just trying to be like you when I grow up, bro.
Hey man, you part of Grammy and T, man. It's in you too, man. You got greatness is in you too. 7,
For
7.
sure.
What do you
So,
say? Yeah, man. Rashad and Haka.
seven.
I be on, dudes. Bruh, I need a chip. We can't be hanging out and you talking about you ain't got no championships, bro. You know
Hey,
what
man,
I'm saying?
all I got to say, especially for all the Plymouth Patriots fans on this live, we getting one. We getting a chip
Speaking into
this year.
existence, then.
We getting a championship this year. That's what I meant to say to you earlier. Like, you were talking about speaking into existence, and
Mm-hmm.
just the other day, we were talking about books, and we talking about the Four Agreements books, and we talking about being impeccable with your
Be
word.
impeccable
And
with your words.
it's the truth, bro. The word is powerful, bro. Whatever you
Yeah.
speak, whatever you say, can actually manifest and happen. So, like you said, you went to that team. Y'all break it down 1, 2, 3 team. You was like, nah. You being a leader, you being a veteran. You was like, nah. We gotta have a higher mindset. You
Facts.
talking about champion. So when y'all do go and become champions, ain't no surprise to
Ain't no
nobody. You know,
surprise.
because you spoke into existence and you believed it. So
Right.
like, yeah, man. For everybody on the live too, man, go read some books, go educate yourself. I recommend the Four Agreements. Great
The
book.
4 agreements of life. Like I actually wrote that down to talk about that 4 agreements because you put me on that. And I
Oh,
read
yeah.
once you sent it to me, I read it twice. Like after
Mm,
I read it again right after, and I'm like,
yeah,
nah, this is one of those books for sure. The 4 agreements of life. They definitely that being impeccable with your words just reinforces everything. Like you gotta be mindful for what you're saying, what you're speaking. You
exactly.
know,
We use the word too loosely, too
too
much, and
loosely, man.
we take words that we say to not only ourselves but to other people too lightly. We take it for granted too much. Words are powerful, man.
Yeah,
Powerful beyond measure.
very powerful,
So
man. I really feel that. I teach that, and I incorporate that with with my daughter. I told her that. I started telling her that, your words are impeccable. You got to make sure what you're speaking, are words that give you strength, that you believe in, that make you better. And ever since I read that book, I read it twice. I've been using it like almost in every aspect of my life. Don't take it personal. You know, uh, do your best. That's all you can do. Do your best. Just sometimes we get so caught up in like, man, did I do enough? Did I do this? Just do your best.
yeah,
Enjoy,
exactly.
enjoy all this, bro.
Just enjoy the best. Sometimes, and then like you said in the book, sometimes your best ain't gonna be up here.
Right,
Sometimes it's gonna be up here, depending on how you feeling, depending on what's going on in your life. But like you said, as long as you're doing your best, bro, then you ain't got nothing to hang your head about, nothing to feel bad about. Everything is all good. You know what I mean?
Big facts on that one, bro. Big facts on that one. I really, like you said, go pick up some books. Books is literally the opening, is the key to unlocking everything. And I'm glad you start picking up some books. I'm glad you recommended me a book.
Yes, yes.
I can get
For
you the
people
book.
that need motivation into reading books, I'm not a book reader. I was never into books. But I just said something in my life got to change, man. I'm trying to
Right.
get to somewhere that I've never been before. And they say the definition of insanity is doing
Do
the
the
same
same
thing
thing over
over and
and over
over
and
and expecting
expecting
a
a
different
different
result.
results.
So
Shout
if
out
I
Coach
want different
Broadnax.
results in my life, I got to do something different.
Shout
So
out Coach
I told myself
Broadnax.
I got to pick up. Yeah, shout out to Coach Broadness for real because he's the main one that drilled that into
Hey.
my head. But yeah, I definitely had to pick up a book this year, man, for sure. And it definitely been beneficial. Can't lie,
Mm-hmm.
can't lie. Yeah. But with that being said, though, like I said, you in Argentina and the World Cup is going on.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And it just so happened that Argentina has made it to the final of the World Cup. They play Sunday, and I think they go against France.
Listen,
So it's
it's
gonna be a
finna
good one.
be
How is that?
it's finna be mayhem here, bro. When I
I
say
was gonna say
mayhem,
how is that? How is the atmosphere? How's the vibes in Argentina right now?
it's the okay. Like being from the States, you see how people get for like football and Super Bowl and like baseball. It's nothing like when you're in a country where it's not just a state, they're self supporting their team. The whole country is supporting something. Like, I'm not no soccer fan. I only watch it just to be interactive with my teammates and stuff. But like they will shut down. Ain't no games going on. If we got a basketball game, it's getting rescheduled. Like ain't nothing going on, and they're winning. And then oh my goodness, Rashad, I went to go get something to eat inside the restaurant. They was like, "What? Restaurant's closed." I'm like, "This is the time." The city is dead. You hear me? The city is dead. Ain't nobody outside. Everybody's watching the World Cup. Everybody's just like so in tune. When I was doing some work, I think the last game they played, I actually fell asleep. I was doing some work and I fell asleep and I just heard just like loud bangs and I'm like, what's going on, bro? They had won. City was on fire. I did a video on my I put it on my other page and just recorded. Like, man, the city was just on fire. Everybody in the streets, and I'm not talking for like 30 minutes. Everybody hype. I'm talking about from like 7 till 2 in the morning. Horns, horns blazing, people up in it's crazy. Like they really take this thing so serious. Like that's all this that soccer. I ain't gonna lie, Messi fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Like he really,
I was just about to say, and not only like they made it to the final, but y'all Argentina got like one of the goats, the greatest of all
yeah,
time, if
yeah.
not the greatest of all time. You know what I
Nah,
mean? So it's
Messi.
like, yeah, we don't know how much longer he's gonna do this thing for. So I know the country they definitely in a frenzy right now. I
Oh
can only
man,
imagine what it's like
I am glad I'm
because
here. You know,
yeah, because I'm in England, and this is a big football slash soccer country too. You
right.
know what I mean? It's so weird for me to say football. I
So we're
still
gonna
can't say it
say,
with a
you
straight
say
face.
the whole world
It's
calls us
weird.
football. We
I
call it
love that
soccer.
USA chant. I don't know if you heard it, but that USA chant was like, "It's called soccer. It's
Nah,
called
I like
soccer."
that though. I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
like that one. I like that one. But nah, what I about to say, like, nah, it's a blessing that you in a different country, and that's one of the beauties of like
Hmm.
this job. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, I'm over in England, and then last year, it was the Euro final, so like basically all the European teams compete and like see who wins. The football championship for Europe,
Right.
and England had made it to the final.
Oof.
Yeah, they made it to the final, and I remember going to the semifinal game, and they
Man.
played against Denmark, bro. And out here, pubs is like bars. We got bars back in the States, but pubs out here are like the main place where people get messed up, have a good time, get drunk, and have some drinks and stuff. So I definitely wanted to go into a pub and get that British, that English
Experience.
vibe, and bro, it was just lit, bro. Like like you said, you're not even a fan of soccer, but
Right.
just being around the people, just hearing people
Man.
go crazy, just like what I mean, the whole shebang, the whole atmosphere, the whole combination, everything. It was just like, damn, bro, this pretty lit, bro. I like this, man.
Like, okay, so like we're done. We're pretty much done for the rest. Like the team, everybody goes on a break. Like we're done. We probably got like 2 or 3 more practices, and everybody goes on like the Christmas break. But there's like a spot here in the city. I saw it in the newspaper, like where everybody goes and they put it like on a big jumbotron where they're watching the game. I'm going. You feel me? I'm going because, like you say,
Mm-hmm.
bro, you don't understand the experience of the whole country behind one thing.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
that is it's just a different type of feeling, a different type of vibe. Because it's like now everybody's on one accord. Everybody's cheering for one thing. No matter what city you go into, it don't matter where at, everybody is on one accord and they all rooting for the same thing. Which is it's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing for them, but it's kind of like messed up for us. It just shows the separation from America because like the only time we ever get on something that's trying to get on one accord is when something negative happens. Somebody gets shot. Somebody's trying to make, you know what I'm saying? The World Trade Center, now the whole world is trying to be together. Like, when are we going to find something that brings us together to just be happy and joyful and support? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's the
And that,
cultural differences. That's
nah, you right. Nah, that's really the beauty of sports and the whole like what the beauty of the whole World Cup doing is bringing people like not only in their country together and like making making people realize like we all just won. You know what I mean? We need to
right,
settle our
man.
differences. We need to stop worrying about all this petty stuff we worry about. And you know what I mean? It's just like uh yeah, it's we just do much more when we unify and team up together.
That's a great feeling,
And
bro.
we just achieve a lot more as a human race when we just stop saying like I don't care about your skin tone, I don't care about you not having the same belief system as me. Let's find a common ground. Let's see beyond that. You know what I mean? Let's work together because it's a bigger purpose than what I feel is right and what you feel is right. You know what I mean? We got to shake this
We can
world.
have a common ground, bro. There's always a common ground. That's why it's called common ground.
Yeah,
We all
yeah.
can find that do it, but we just choose not to. And it is good to find to go. Sometimes to just get that separation. Sometimes, like as much as I love the states and I love being at the crib, you want to get away from all that negativity. Sometimes it's good to sometimes just be
Mhm.
walking down the street and you just see everybody cheering and happy. And like people just look at you different. They don't even know you. Hey, can I take a picture with you? You just look, you know what I'm saying? You're different. I never get that at the States. Never. They would never come up to me like, hey, you look like you do something very beneficial. Can I take a picture with you? I don't know who you are. I feel like I should take a picture of you. You just look like an all right guy. Oh, sure, of course. I love
Nah,
that. You know?
nah. That was another part in like the book, another one of my books I read, and they were just saying how beneficial travel can be. You know what I mean? And like you said, like we fortunate to like play in different countries, not just in one country, but we might go to one continent, then go to the next continent. So we've seen so many cultures, and of course, all the cultures aren't the same as how it is in America, but they
Mm-hmm.
still get along
Yeah.
and they function just fine. So it kind of lets you know, like, you can live many different ways and harmonize and be in
Yeah.
peace with each other. So, like, but the thing about the States is just like sometimes we so far shut off from other cultures and what the rest of the world doing that it could be a negative thing for us. You know what I mean?
It
Because like
is, man. If it,
almost every basketball player that I met that hooped overseas, they always have an adjustment coming from the States to wherever it could be, whether it be like Luxembourg in Europe or Uruguay in South America, or even like an English speaking country like England and Australia is still an adjustment. And it's just cause like I just say it's just tough for Americans because we just so shut off. Like I remember growing up, I mean we growing learning about different countries in history class and geography, and I'm like, bro, I'm never going there, and I probably would never relate to them. Why are we learning about this? You know what I mean? And like, I'm thankful I learned about it now, but
Oh
at the
man.
time, it just ain't make sense to me. But I don't know, America,
We gotta
we got a
change
lot
our
of growing to
ways.
do.
Yeah, we gotta change our ways, bro. Because I actually did an interview with one of my old friends before that. He was the guy that he actually got 9 championships. He had just won his ninth. We did an interview. Y'all go check that out on my page, Arnold Stotts Podcast. It's called Goat Talk with my boy Jonathan Rodriguez. And then I asked him, I was like, if you could give like some advice to, athletes or whoever want to start the game, and that's what he said. Being able to adjust. You got to be able to adjust to the new situations and new teams and countries that you go to. They're not going to adjust to you. You got to learn to adjust to them because they're from here. This is all they know. And us as Americans, we have, or English speaking country, we have the hardest time adjusting. We just think that I'm King Tut, like y'all supposed to bow down to me or what. I'm like, no, that's not. How do you tell somebody that? You're talking about
Exactly.
centuries of cultures of people being a certain way, and you're just gonna come in here and just act like I'm better than you, and I'm finna just come up here. I'm finna come in your house and kick your things over, put my feet up. Yo, Dave Chappelle, yo, hey, just do that to your spouse, like to your place. Like you can't have that type of mindset. You gotta have an open mindset and just change the way you think and learn to just be a chameleon and just adjust to everything. Just break. We got to break free of
Yeah.
that closed mindset. It's a better life. It just really is
Yeah.
a better life. Like you were
I
saying.
remember you talked about that on a podcast we did a couple weeks ago, like saying like just how you got to be successful to playing overseas, and then I think I answered with like your biggest one, you got to adjust, man, cause
Mm,
and not only that, you got to adjust quickly,
quick.
cause you know yeah they don't do things the same way as we do in the states, but hey, what you gonna do? It is what it is. We win their country. And then on top of that, it's like, they ain't got the same food,
Yes, we are.
uh
Yeah.
the whole demographic just different, you know what I mean? But if you really love the game and if you really try to like continue, being a basketball player for a long time, you best adjust. Because if you don't, they gonna send you home.
You're gonna be on
And
quick, and you don't want to have that
yeah,
situation. Like we got a new guy that just came to our team, right?
mhm,
He been on the team before, and one of the things the coach asked him was like, "Hey, why did you get cut from the last team?" This was like over a year ago, and he was like, "Bro, I didn't even get cut. I had like a shoulder injury that I had to leave." But it just goes to show like how hard it is and how just one thing can come back around, and they're questioning you about it from a year
mhm,
ago from a situation that you didn't even have any control of. So for the younger guys who can adjust and then you get cut, well, he really couldn't adjust to here. If this guy was luckily, he was the MVP of the league before in this league in the first division, so he got pulled, and he played for the team for 2 years, so he got pulled. But if you're a new team, a new athlete, a new player trying to come in, you're in your first and second year. Why'd you leave the team? What happened with that last situation? Oh, this no. You know what? We're not even gonna waste our time with this, that, and the third. And that's a real thing.
mhm,
You gotta really, like I said,
for sure.
for me, that happened with me with a job. I had a job, good one. They asked me something from 8 years ago. I didn't get a job from 8 years ago that I had nothing to do with it. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna take full accountability for everything that happens with me. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But they still brought that up. And if I didn't have one, you know what I'm saying, I had such a great resume and worked so hard to keep my resume up to par, that could be to make a break from you even making it or getting another job in the future. So that's really something
Yeah.
to take into account.
Facts, facts, big facts. And we talked about Justin, and you say you're over in Argentina. What's it like playing in a country with a language barrier?
I okay, like in my book, yeah, y'all go pick up my book, Six Must Have Traits to Become an Overseas
Yeah, go ahead.
Basketball Player. You
Say it
definitely
one more time, bro. I cut you off.
Six must have traits to become an overseas basketball player. Like I wrote this book. This
Go
book,
get that thing. Go get that
go
thing.
get that. Go get that. Link is in my bio on both of them. Go on my page. Go click it. Go cop that book if you really want to play this game of overseas basketball because I really wrote that from the heart to really just because I want to give back and want people to understand like just a little bit of things that you need to do just to even just survive this game, you know. And language barrier is one of the things that I talk about. Getting a mentor like me and Deuce is y'all. We literally are assigning ourselves as y'all mentors to help y'all understand like language barrier. That's a real thing. Not being able to communicate with cats, that is a real thing. For me, I had just something in me just told me, hey, maybe you should start learning Spanish. Just start learning Spanish. So I picked up an app, Duolingo, and just started just learning Spanish, just practicing it 10, 15 minutes a day. And you'll be surprised how fast 5 years go by and now you're fluent enough to speak the
Mm-hmm.
language. And you'll be surprised how much further that gets you along in life, being able to communicate. Not even just in this country, but like I be getting caught in the airport sometimes with just random people, and they just come up to me and just start speaking Spanish. I guess it's maybe because I got the blonde hair. They think I'm Dominican. I guess I don't know. I guess they think I'm a poppy. They think I'm a poppy or something like that. Probably guess so. So they just come and it's just like I helped the lady get her past like her situation with a flight because I just could speak the language. So not being able to speak, it takes you so much further. Like that disconnect from your teammates. Hey, I need to
Yeah.
tell you something. I need you to communicate
Mm-hmm.
something to you, but I can't really communicate it to you. I can't go in the middle of the game and pull
Right.
out Google Translate. Read this. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
adjust that
Mm-hmm.
language barrier is because you gotta think about it. What are we doing right now? We're communicating. Y'all listening through our communication, our ability to translate what we're talking to you guys so you can understand and fully grasp what we're saying. If you can't do that with the people that you're spending 6, 7, 8 months with, it's gonna be a tough
Mm-hmm.
time. Can't even order the food that you want to get. You can't explain, hey, I don't want the rice, I want the pasta with this. Just that. And especially like for me, I'm vegan. So just to explain how I want to eat my food and the things that I need to eat properly, just being able to
Yeah.
communicate that to them because I don't know what it is. Yeah, maybe it's in South America. I don't know what it is, but they don't know what vegan is. I mean, like, I mean, like a vegan.
You don't you don't see vegan stuff out there?
They have vegan stuff out here, but okay. If you go to the crib and you say vegan or plant based, yeah, there's too many names. It's too many
Yeah, it is
names.
too many names.
I don't eat
Yeah, I'm
meat.
tired of that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't eat meat. I don't eat
Yeah.
cheese. I don't eat eggs. I don't eat fish. I don't eat
Mm.
chicken. So when I be like, vegano, I'm vegan, they be like, so you want some fish? No, I don't eat that. Chicken? It's happened so many times. Chicken? No, I don't eat that. I don't want that. Bring me a big thing of cheese on the side. I don't want the cheese. Okay? Yo no quiero queso, por favor. No quiero queso. Please don't bring me no cheese. Like their food will have cheese on the food that you're ordering because it's just so natural for them. But if I'm not able to communicate with that, I'll never eat what I'm trying. It won't work. So that language barrier
Mm-hmm.
is off the court and on the court because we don't even have a translator here. See what I'm saying? We don't even have a translator. So like the the last dude on the
And
team,
to be honest, and to be honest, like for young basketball players that's knowing they probably not gonna go to the NBA but still want to be pros, and they knowing they probably gonna have to take their talents overseas. They probably assuming that a lot of these teams gonna have translators. And let me say this: most of them do, but that's like EuroLeague, Euro Cup level. You know, you gotta be not saying you gotta be a prime time player, but you gotta be able to get a contract to the point where you haven't translated. You won't even know that till you sign. But most of these teams in most countries where they don't speak English as a predominant language, they're not gonna have no translator for you.
Listen,
and the best translator you're gonna get maybe is a teammate, and they don't even do a good job of translating.
Listen, I was in China. Now think about this. The guys in China was getting paid the minimum amount of money that was getting paid for a month. In the second division was $40,000 a month. All right. Guy on the
That's
team.
Not bad at all.
Okay. One of the dudes on the team signed. He was only there a month and a half. He got $180,000 for that month because it came from
definitely not bad at all.
Because it came from the EuroLeague and got cut. You feel me? Because it came from the EuroLeague, and their translator was horrible. So even when you go up in the ranks, you be thinking, "Oh, they're gonna have all this tailor made for me." No, they're not, bro. They're not. It's not like that. And we're gonna speak on the average player. We can't just think about everybody that makes it to the top leagues, because a lot of those players, they play for years and then get to a certain status, you know, and get that. Because I didn't play with guys who made it to the league first round or was on the roster team and playing right here in one of these little countries right here next to me on my team. So don't get it twisted. Don't let that consume your mind as thinking that I'm coming from Texas and I'm automatically going to be on this. No, you find yourself right here in Chile on a 2K job, just trying to keep your name afloat. Like, let's just call it, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? That's real, but that's fine. That's just the journey sometimes. But what you can focus on is if you're prepared for it. And that's what one of my favorite motivational speakers, E.T., said, it's not what broke you that broke you, is that you wasn't prepared to be broken. You never prepared for it. Gotta prepare, man. Gotta stay ready.
Nah, you right about that 100%. And then like with the language barrier, you said like for me, like I've been in a few countries where English ain't they predominantly speaking language, and when you first come in and you don't speak that language, I think the area where you're gonna struggle at the most is just communicating with your coach and your teammates, because obviously that's what you're there for in the first place, to play basketball. But like you said, when there's no translator and the best translator you got is somebody on the team, and they could half-heartedly do it, and then they gotta practice alongside with you, so they can't just be standing right along next to you. It's like it's almost going to a point where it's gonna force you to learn the language.
Right.
Force you to at least try to, because it's just gonna be too confusing and too stressful. Your coach staring at you, and then everybody looking at you crazy, like, why are you not doing what he said? I can't understand.
I don't know what he's saying.
I have no clue. You know what I mean? And then, like, because they've been doing it for so long, they don't care that this is your first year. They done had plenty of first-year players. Like, this ain't nothing new to them. So they like, well, if he don't, like we talked about, adjust to this situation quickly, if he can't understand my play calls, if he can't communicate with his teammates in an effective way, send him home, because we're going to get another one that can come out here and adjust quicker than he can.
Right, because you got to think about it. I mean, you literally, you got to be attentive of it. You can't just wait for someone to, like, come and translate, translate for you. You literally got to be like, okay, he speaks a little bit of English, he can translate for me, you come sit right here next to me. Or I'm going to come sit, you going to be my friend. I don't care what you got to say, you're going to say be my friend right here, because I need to understand what's going on. And even as when I came up being a younger player, I know I wasn't forward like that to just say, hey, man, you need to translate for me because I need to get this information. The last guy that was on our team, we went through whole film sessions. and no one translated one word to him. Our film sessions, our pregame, no one's gonna go translate nothing to him. And I'm looking at the guys that actually speak Spanish. Don't say nothing to him. I'm like, and we're ready to go play against the top team. What are we doing here? What's going on? You know, so that communication and language barrier is big. Don't wait for somebody. You take the first step. You know?
Yeah, and you know, personally, I'm definitely proud of you because you definitely know how to speak Spanish. Like, I don't know, would you consider yourself you fluent in Spanish now, or you about like 80%? You know how to speak Spanish, you can understand it.
I would say
Like, where are you?
I'm about 70%. Because when you get into the technicals, that's where it gets a little bit tricky for me, and a
Yeah,
little bit of the grammar. But I put it this way: you drop me in any Spanish-speaking country, and I'm good. I don't care if it's an
shit,
airport. I
that's
don't care where
impressive,
it's
bro.
at. Yeah.
That's impressive, man. That means you spent your time wisely. Cause like for me, my story is like I played 2 seasons in England to start off my career, and most times off the court, once practice is over, I'm straight to the video game, watch social, or take a 8 hour nap. You never know, you know what I mean? But long story short, I didn't really get nothing. You know what I mean? I was just so happy I ain't have classes or no lectures to go to no more. You know what I mean? Because bro, it used to be, I remember at Savannah State, it used to take a lot out of me going from a 3 hour basketball practice to trying to. I was loving not having no classes. But long story short, after I left England, I went to Luxembourg. And out there, because it's a tiny country and they in between like France, Germany, and the Netherlands, and no, Belgium, they speak five different countries. I mean, five different languages because I'm over here tweaking. They speak five different languages because they're so tiny and they're in between these countries that all these countries commute through this country that they have to do it for business and to make a living.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's beyond amazing. But still, when I was out there, it was a shock because that was my first country where they didn't speak English all the time, and I would go places and try to communicate with people in English, and either they was too embarrassed to speak in English because it might not have been that strong, or they just couldn't understand like my dialect, my accent. Like,
man.
you know what I mean? So it's like they can speak English but understand what I was saying. So it was beyond frustrating.
Rashad, we from the hood, man. We from the hood. We got an accent, man.
I can't talk with that suburban American West Coast. Hi, how are you doing? My name's Jimmy. I'm happy to meet you.
How are you doing today? How are you doing?
Yeah, I can't do that, bro. I can't do it. And I'm kind of jealous of people who do sound like that because it's just easy for them. But like you said, bro, I'm from the south side of Atlanta, bro. We don't talk like that where I'm from, so it is what it is. But yeah, bro, I got so frustrated to the point where, like, bro, I got to pick a language so these people can understand me and I can communicate properly. Because like you said, bro, they messing up your food orders. Your teammates don't know what you're talking about. Like, you just try to go in and just, I don't know, you looking for something in the store. Can you find this? Huh? Can you find this? Huh? Like, bro, so yeah. For me, I picked speaking French.
Because, okay.
You know, I was just like, no, we had, while I was there in Luxembourg, we had traveled to France. I went to Paris for the first time. And I just like, kind of fell in love with the whole French culture and everything like that. So I was like, you know what, man? I'm tired of wasting my time after practice. All I do is play the video games and watch NBA highlights. I got to be more productive. This around like 2015, 16. So I went to YouTube. I typed in how to speak French. And I'll never forget the teacher or the YouTube channel. It says learning French with Alexa, and I would do 10 minutes a day just learning French. Shout out to Alexa. If she ever see this video, I know she probably won't, but thank you for teaching me
you never
French.
Know.
But you never know. You never know. But yeah, man, she had a channel on YouTube, and then she taught me about conjugations.
So how good are you in French right now? Because that's the language I'm learning right now.
That's what I'm about to get to. Because like also later on that year, I picked up Duolingo, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy. I was practicing for 2 years straight because after I left Luxembourg, I had sights in playing in France. You know what I mean? I wanted to work my way up maybe to the top league out there. So by that time, it was like late 2017. And I was pretty, I want to say I was probably about like maybe 20% fluent, but that was way further than I ever was before in my life. You know what I mean? I can understand it. I can finally catch on to the speed. I knew like 90% of the words. I didn't know how to put together like structured sentences as good as I wanted to. But when I heard people speak, because I practiced so much, I could piece together what they said just through the words. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then long story short, I was injured out there, so I only played 3 months in Paris. And since then, I kind of dropped French. I don't know how to speak a lick of French no more. Except for like parler français, I speak French, and je m'appelle douce. But I can still recognize words though.
Très
I was
bien.
off for 2 years straight. Yeah, and I can still recognize words, and like when I see French, like French instructions and stuff like that, I can still read, which is amazing. Just let you know that your mind is that powerful and that strong. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, yeah.
I'm on that
That's
right
one
now.
thing as a basketball player overseas. That's a skill you probably gonna have to pick up, learning a different language.
You should want to pick that up. You know what I mean? Like it's.
And even for your situation, like you said, you should want to pick it up first and foremost. But then, it helps you out with your team in basketball. But even when you go home, there's a lot of Hispanics and a lot of Latin community in the States where we live, especially in Florida. And you know what I mean? You never know once we're done with our basketball career, whatever type of job we work in.
What other opportunities?
A Latino boss or an opportunity where a Latino person might be in a place where they can put you where you want to be. And if you can speak Spanish, that's a plus. You know what I mean? So it's definitely beneficial. And like I said, with America growing so much, bro, it's like, they always been talking about it for the past 10 years. Like they're saying the Hispanic population is going to take over the minority. And you can just see it. So many billboards with Spanish on them, so many commercials, like in normal English-speaking channels, they playing Spanish stuff.
Right.
So
I'm translating my book. I'm translating my book into Spanish. Straight up, it's getting translated into a Spanish version ASAP. Because a lot of people over here, a lot of my following, when I really think about it, a lot of my following or people are like fans are from Spanish-speaking country. My daughter is Colombian. Half of my family, the generation coming up, I'm really thinking right now, I can count 15 of the kids coming up. They're all Latin mixed. 15. They're all Latin mixed, so they got like that Latin in them. That is definitely a new wave, a new generation coming up, and you definitely being able to speak a different language is definitely you want to grow as a person as well. Like I'm learning right now, I have posted on my stories not too long ago. It was like I was in the top 1% in Duolingo. I'm proud of that right there. I'm in the top 1% for learners in the language, and it was French, what I was learning, because I'm sticking to it, so that'll be my third language that I'm gonna learn. So you want to definitely do that for yourself. It's beneficial to you. You never know what door you can open up with that, for sure. Absolutely.
Right. And it's just amazing and fun to see how you can unlock certain things with your mind. Like your mind is so strong, and I don't think people, especially the average person, that just go about their day and just try to get through their day.
Average athlete.
Understand you get average athlete. You can unlock so much with your mind, and just all you gotta do is push yourself, kind of get out your comfort zone, fail a little bit, and then once you go through that, man, the strength of your brain is beyond immeasurable, bro. It's crazy, bro.
I am a brain or mind, like I am obsessed with understanding the concepts of my mind at this point in my life. It's just so much
Me too.
untapped potential that we've just been letting slipping by because we just don't understand the power of our words and the power of our mind of what we can do, what we can overcome, what we can achieve
Mm,
just through what we've been given, what's been given to us. And I am definitely, I feel like this year has just definitely been me unlocking my mind and understanding. I finally got the key to unlock my mind. And that's a question I was going to ask you. Like, what has been one of the biggest, or what has been like your biggest lesson you've learned, or what is like you've gotten out of 2022? Like the one thing that's been like the turning point of this entire year that you could take from this year. For me, it's just been I finally start understanding my mind. I really start understanding the inner concepts of the mind. As things, it just opened up so much new. Just it's just that you took the I took the red pill. I finally I ate the red pill and I'm awake. I'm awake, and it's
mm,
like like, obsessed with learning. I'm obsessed with seeing, like Morpheus say, how deep this rabbit hole can go, and the deeper you get into it, the more you want to go deeper because it's a beautiful feeling, man. So what about you? Like
mm.
what'd you take from this year? Like it's 2 more weeks and this year's over with, bro. What'd you get out of
Yeah,
2022?
that's crazy. That's beyond crazy. But no, I'm like you, man. I'm obsessed with expanding my mind, elevating my mind to a higher learning, and I'm really fascinated with how the brain works. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's been a big thing for me this year. But really, I just learned to this year taught me to like sometimes you gotta reinvent yourself.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like in a book I was reading, it was saying we're always wrong. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I don't know, chasing a goal, you always certain on how to get there. And then, say for instance, trying to lose weight. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna lose weight by uh, cutting out carbs in my diet. And then a month go by, they still the same weight, or they might have lost. They goal weight was to lose 15 pounds, and they only lost like 3.
Uh-huh.
And they was so certain that cutting out carbs was
Right.
gonna help them lose weight. So it's all about like not being so certain all the time. Like it's all about trial and error. And then once you learn that what you thought was the right way was the wrong way, then try something new.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this is my 4th year having tap athletics. I done had my struggles like crazy. You know what I mean? When I mean struggle, just trying to like be big time, go viral with every post. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started out, I was just trying to be, another Bleacher Report, a House of Highlights, another ESPN Sports Center, a page where you can come to and learn who won last night's game, who dropped, the greatest highlights, all the stats. I wanted to be a place like that. But the thing I was wrong about was thinking that that was going to be a successful formula to blow up and have viral videos and then have people interested in what I'm trying to present.
Right.
Because and that the reason why it's wrong is because it already happened before. Somebody already did it.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, the field kind of got saturated. And I should have seen that from the beginning. But I was just so certain in my head that was gonna pop off. And then for 3 years, I'm just like, man, why am I only getting 12 likes on this? Why am I only getting 5 likes on this? How come I just spent all this time editing this video and only get five views? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I
And,
feel your
and
pain.
so I was like, bro, I don't even want to do this no more. And then when I first came here, or towards really the end, like when I first end of last year, 2021, when I went to Luxembourg, I said, you know what? I'm tired of posting highlights and stats and the latest basketball NBA news because it just seemed to me like my audience don't care for that.
Right.
And I noticed that when I post something personal, it'll get way more likes than my NBA highlights, news, and all that stuff. So you know what? I was like, you know what? If I try to post more personal stuff, and this was around the time where I got more serious on TikTok and I started understanding how TikTok works with all the trends and all that stuff. I was like, you know what? Let me hop on a few of these trends. And that was really uncomfortable for me to do some of the trends, like, trying to be funny with it and try to do all the facial gestures. I ain't with all that. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't with all that. But I was just like, man, if it's gonna put me in a position where I want to be, then I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So, like I said, you gotta fail to get where you at. Because I failed miserably. Like a lot of times, I look back like, "Ooh, that was real cringe." Like,
Oh,
thing. But I learned it. And then once I learned it and I finally got my first good video and I felt comfortable about it, I posted it on my IG and I got a good response. And I was like, oh, these people want to see me. And so going back to, like I said, you got to reinvent yourself. You know what I mean? They changing all the time.
fast.
Time and technology is moving quickly. If you can't keep up, you're going to get left behind. So I was like, all right, no more NBA videos, no more of that. Just straight me. And since then, I've grown like 4,000 followers in just this year.
Man.
You know what I mean? And like things are just starting to look up just because I changed it up a little bit. And I think a lot of people be so stubborn to just get out of their box because they worried about what other people say, or they worried about how they feel after growing and changing. And even though they know it'll be for the positive, they just worry. There's so many people trapped inside their mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you break out that box and change it up just a little bit and learn and tweak things, then I think that's the key to success. You know what I mean? Like,
100%, bro.
it's just,
100% agree
I
with
would
you
say
on
that's
that.
what definitely 2022 taught me, bro.
That's what's up, bro. I 100% agree with you on that. And that's kind of like the third
Yeah.
agreement, because you made an assumption. You thought this is what it's going to be to make you get to where it was at, and it turns out that wasn't what it is. And you, like you said, you started just showing you. There's only one Deuce in this world. There's only
Exactly.
one Rashad Hassan. And that's who people want to
Exactly.
see. That's what people want to hear. That's what they want. They want the Rashad Hassan. They don't want another
And
Bleach Report.
I didn't realize, like, not even just myself, but us people in general, everyone is so relatable to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you said, we relate to the average hoopers. Don't get wrong. I don't think we're average, but we didn't go to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't play in high level EuroLeague. We didn't play over in like Turkey or Spain ACB league or something like that. But we still worthy. We still good. But you know what I mean? There's a lane for that.
Right.
There's a lot of people who are not going to
Right.
make the NBA. There's a lot of people who are diehard basketball fans that have never played professional basketball overseas.
Very
But
true.
we still relate to them. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to embrace your journey. You got to be proud of who you are.
Right.
And then just be true to yourself because it's somebody out there for somebody. Bro.
You're absolutely right, bro. It's definitely a lane for that. And I feel like we are more of the majority than the minority, because when it comes to this lane of basketball, like I said, bro, you got to think about those top teams and all that. There are not a lot of players that are playing in those leagues that you think. That's just what Bleacher Report and Sports Center, that what they show you of the overseas. That's not the real. That's not real, bro. I'm telling you, please don't believe that. Tap in with us. Tap in with Tap Athletics. We'll really tell you what it's really like if you really want to play this game and really understand what's really going on in day-to-day life. Like this day-to-day life of language barrier, adjusting. It's so... This is what real life is really about. This is what it's really about. I'm in a hotel room. I got to deal with living in a small environment until they change my situation. I got to worry about currency exchange when I get my money, changing my money and losing so much. I lost so much money from my currency exchange this time. But I need the money to get transferred to my bank account because I got bills I got to get paid. So I got to make a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or if I keep all the money on me, now I'm going to probably have situations when I go in the airport because you can only have a certain amount of money on you when you're traveling. This is the real life of what you really got to go through, these type of decisions.
Right.
Yeah, bro. It's been a good year.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Nah, you're definitely right on that. And, yeah, 2022 overall has been a good one. So, I'm just trying to take everything I learned from this year and definitely reinvent myself, and then apply more pressure in 2023. Like you said, it's crazy. We only 2 weeks away,
2 weeks, bro.
and we got to do it big. But yeah, the last question I pop off for tonight, man. Like I said, it's been a pleasure talking to you, my boy for life. Recently, when you seen Brittany Griner, I think it happened earlier this week, maybe Monday. She got released from prison in Russia. I give her a little hand clap for that. You know what I mean?
We got one of ours
Got
back.
released.
We got one of ours back.
You know what I mean? And now she's back home in the States. What's your thoughts on Brittany Griner making it back home and having to go through all that craziness
You
over in Russia?
you know, I actually commented on somebody's post when talking about the situation, and a lot of people kind of like wrote back to me and wanted to like get the feedback. And my whole response was, listen, I'm so happy that she got back home, but she need to understand like the position that she put herself in. No one is above the law in the countries that they're in. That just comes back to being able to adjust. You can't go over there. Yeah, you go to most states in the country in America, we legalize. Canada, if that's what you want to do, it's fine. But go to the place where that is tolerable and that is acceptable. Don't try to take into your own account, well, I'm Brittany Griner and I'm a WNBA star, this, that, and the third, and I'm going to go to Russia and just do what I want to do. And now you're in this situation. Because I don't think that the punishment was justified, but I can't take away the punishment that's what, because that's the law over there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We can't just, if there is no laws, then then it's back to the wild, wild west and everybody doing whatever they is. It's got to be some kind of bottom line to all of this. You know, it's just, I take everything in life as a learning lesson. I know she learned her lesson because I'm telling you now, there's situations where there's people who ain't got the whole world backing them. All right.
Right.
I've been in China where a dude got set up in a bar fight and been in a Chinese jail for 4 years. And ain't nobody know his name. Ain't nobody fighting for him. You hear me? So,
Exactly.
with her situation, I'm glad she back. I'm glad she had that situation, you know. Shout out to everybody that supported her. But understand, just learn from this. Don't don't take it for granted. You know, do not take it for granted. Don't make assumptions. Thinking you could just get by on all these, like, let's be more mindful, you know, just be more mindful and understand what we're doing. You know, just that's it. Just let's be a little bit more mindful. Especially I made a video the other day, you know, about weed. You know, and we know I speak first on it. I love the weed too. I used to love the weed too. I recently stopped, but I used to be loving the weed. But I gotta accept the consequences that come with it. In Argentina, in Chile, Colombia, all the countries I play, they drug test. So if I get caught and I get kicked off a team, or if I get caught driving and I'm smoking and I go to jail, hey, that's a decision I gotta live with. Cause I made that decision to do that thing. All right. So can't be mad at nobody. Can't be mad at nobody. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just be self-aware and just accept what it is. That's all I got to say on that situation.
Nah, I agree with you 100% on that. And the biggest thing, like you said, I hope she learned from it. Because it's one thing to go through that process, but if you come home and still trying to smuggle, uh, cannabis oil to another country, then what was the whole point? You know what I mean? Like it's a failed process. So I think, you know, whatever she went through over there seemed like it was a horrific experience. And like you said, I definitely know she didn't assume any of this was going
No.
to ever happen to her.
Mm-mm.
So it just shows you like anybody can get got. You know what I'm saying? Not just with even Brittany Griner, just like you see with these rappers, man. Rest in peace to Takeoff, but you know
Man.
what I'm saying? Like I don't even know the full detail, but he was just there, and now he gone. You know what I mean? And like your privileges, your life, it could be taken away from you so quickly. And
Man.
you think about Brenda Griner is a once in a generational lifetime talent. And she could have been really over there for 9 years. Her sentence was for 9 years, bro. And
Yeah.
you don't meet too many 6'8" women who could dunk and play in the post like she can and play basketball like she can. That's a gift. And she almost threw it away. So, like you said, bro, I really hope she learned from it because, man, she got a great second chance. And also, I want her to use her fame and celebrity to help other people out. Like you said, you had a boy in China, been locked up for 4 years.
4 years,
It's
bro.
plenty other Americans overseas in messed up situations who can't get out. You know what I mean? And like, I'm happy Brittany Griner is home, but it's got to be equal for everybody. So I really hope Brittany Griner be a leader and take charge and try to help out everybody else that's in a situation like her because, it's one thing that she's free now, but she had a lot of help. She had the WNBA.
Right.
She had the NBA. She had the NFL. She had a lot of big names.
The president.
Helping her out. The president. So it's time for her to be like, all right, I appreciate y'all. Now I need y'all support and helping other people out as well because it can't just be like celebrities just get a free pass from everything. You know what I mean? That's not fair. That's not right. So, yeah, welcome home, Brittany Griner. I'm happy you got through that whole process. And really, man, I understand. Like you said, it's their law. You gotta be smarter than that.
Yeah, bro.
But the whole 9-year sentence was outrageous to me and beyond crazy. And the time she served from the time she went in to being released, I think that's an adequate time for her to learn her lesson. And you know what I mean?
They gotta make a statement. They gotta do something.
They gotta do something. I totally understand. It's a criminal offense, but 9 years was way too extreme. So I'm glad she learned a lesson. I'm glad. Well, ain't no telling she learned a lesson or not, but I hope she learns a lesson. And
you think about it. You think about her. She got a 9-year sentence. The guy that I was talking about in China, he was in 4 years and he ain't even went to sentencing yet. You see what I'm saying? He didn't even make it to sentencing yet, and he was 4 years in. And just a little quick tip for everybody who don't know: China's conviction rate is 99.9%. So if you get caught on a crime, you're 99.9% got a chance of being convicted. 0.1% of being innocent. That is not so. You're convicted, and listen, dude. Like you said, I hope that she becomes an advocate for other people in her situation and like reach out and help because it ain't it's a heartbreaking thing. And hey, welcome home. Welcome home. I'm glad we got somebody who got it back.
Welcome home, BG. Welcome home, Brittany Griner. But yeah, man, I appreciate you joining me on the Tap Show. This is also the Owner's Thoughts podcast, man. We're gonna be teaming up more podcasts in the future, man.
Plenty
good
times.
talking to you, my brother.
Yeah, man, it's always good.
And, we definitely gonna chop it up some more. Keep killing over in Argentina. You know what I mean? I got a game this Sunday. We're gonna take care of business. So, keep leveling up, my brother. I'm proud of you. Let's keep showing them what Savannah State products do to people when they try to step to us on the basketball court. You know what I mean?
Hey, Shannon, he gonna have to move over. You gonna have to put something next to
him. I'm about to say, man, you a goat for sure, but you got some more goats coming up.
Big facts.
Trying to put on Savannah State too. But yeah, man. Before we go, tell them about your book and where to get it.
6 must-have traits to become an overseas basketball player. You can go inside the link in my IG bio. Just click the link. It'll take you straight to the book, man. If you know anybody that wants to play, if you playing, this is for everybody. They pick up that book, bro. It's just going to help you and guide you with all the things we talk about. You can never go wrong with more information. Trust me. And we've been doing this for a while, and we can definitely help you out in just the little things that you might overlook. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that you just overlooked in this game. 6 must-have traits to become an overseas basketball player. Go pick that up, man.
Right. Thanks. And then before we leave to them, all your social media handles, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that.
You can find me on IG, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts at Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. It's a single for all of that, man. Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. You can go find me on all that. Tune into all our episodes. Check out everything. You can find me there.
For sure. And y'all do the same. Tap Athletics 22 for Instagram. Tap Athletics 22 for TikTok. Tap Athletics 2 for Facebook. And just Tap Athletics for YouTube, man. Appreciate all the support this year. Man, almost at 50K on TikTok. Almost at 15K on YouTube, bro.
Woo! Big time.
Like I said, bro. Man, it was looking dark.
You done came a long way, dog. You done came a long way, bro.
This year done gave me more than life, bro.
I be like, man. I be like, man, I don't know, bro. I be thinking, dang, I gotta post again, but not just think about you. And I be like, nah, I gotta keep going. If my boy kept going, I gotta keep going. So just let you know, bro. You give hope.
Keep
so don't
going,
go, yeah, bro. For sure.
Keep going. The pain of getting them low level likes is gonna make you stronger. The pain of us having 2 people in this live right now, Arnold, is gonna make us stronger. Because guess what? We keep going. Next year is gonna be 15 people in this live.
Right.
We keep going. Next year is gonna be 100 people in this live. We keep going. It's gonna be 5,000 people in this live. So you gotta keep going, bro. It's that simple, bro. Keep going.
Big facts, bro. 100.
But yeah, bro. I love you, bro. It's been a fun podcast.
I love you too, man. Always, bro. We gonna chop it up. Till next time, bro.